the place I belong.
Begin here at Leeds train station, and our ticket is with Northern Rail and it costs £15. That's a day return. As you can see, tickets can be purchased here at the station, and that's what we done. We purchased at the station on the day. There's also an information booth, as you can see here, and off we go on our train for today. We're going to take a little tour around the train in a minute. Take a little tour around the train now. You can see here the sign, it shows the next stop as we approach York. So we're going to just show you here, there's a 4-person seating position configuration, 2-person seating configuration. The power socket is here just beside the window, has a table tray, and I must say it was comfortable enough. As you'll see here, this is the large luggage storage rack. Not very spacious, but could hold bigger, smaller luggage. You just see here on the left was storage for bigger items. Here's the 2-person seating configuration. The plug socket is at the window, and some trains does have it located just underneath your seat. So as we walk through the carriage, we see here it's absolutely spotless clean. The soap worked perfectly. Water, hand dryer, toilets, again spotless, spot on. The train journey took around 1 hour and 45 minutes roughly. Tickets can be booked in advance, and maybe Trainline is a good one to book your tickets in advance if you wish to do so, but I thought it best to purchase on the day as I wasn't sure what time I'd travel or day. So now it's time to enjoy some of the beautiful views as we leave Leeds and head towards York. You're not going to want to miss the tour at the end. We get on the tour bus, we're going to show you some remarkable sights, even fudge, freshly made fudge and everything at the end, and some magic potion around York. Absolutely amazing, so stay tuned, all in store. Look at this for views as we cross the viaduct. Absolutely spectacular, breathtaking views. Now cross the Knaresborough Viaduct over the River Nid, which is in North Yorkshire. And here we approach York, and there you can see the Railway Museum, which I'd say is certainly worth a visit for you rail enthusiasts. We didn't get a chance to visit now today, but here we are in York, so we're going to take a tour next. And just the carriages consisted of around 5 carriages, so it's best to get in front if you can and get a seat on board. Now to leave the station, you just go straight ahead from platform 5 we stopped at, and straight ahead, like I said, up the footbridge, over and out the door, the exit, as you'll see here. Now when you do emerge, there is taxis available, but there's also the tour bus of York. It only cost us £10 adult single for the day, so we're going to get on that and show you. So list of some of these wonderful sights and sounds.
And remember, it's every Yorkshireman's favourite price, free. The National Railway Museum shows off the engineering brilliance. 3 occasions, it was Lehman's work on the railways that gave him his legacy. He was instrumental in York's main river, which takes its name from the Celtic or pre-Celtic Oudsos, and probably means simply water or slow-flowing river. Where gentlemen of the day could go and have a glass of port, an exquisite meal, smoke a cigar and get away from the ladies to talk politics. Today, however, it is the Pizza Express, where you go for the margherita pizza, a glass of coke, haunted by the ghost of a young nun, who is referred to as the Grey Lady, introduced in which people had to pay a tax on how many windows their property had. So to avoid paying the tax, some people simply bricked up their windows. This may well be where the saying daylight robbery comes from. On our right, the corner tower is known as Robin Hood's Tower, although Robin Hood had nothing to do with York, so the name is a bit of a mystery. It's one of the best preserved medieval ditches in the country. Behind the wall to the right you get a view of York Minster. Its full title is the Cathedral and Metropolitical Church of St Peter in York. It is both a cathedral and a minster. Into Foss Bank and run alongside York's second river, the Foss, on our left. It probably gets its name from the Latin word fossa, which means ditch or stream. The Foss stretches for 28 miles in length, and despite once being very polluted in this area, the river is now teeming with wildlife, and even otters, which only live in clean water, have been spotted. We turn onto Pitzone Green, and on our right is St Cuthbert's Church. St Cuthbert's is one of York's buildings mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086, the book in which William the Conqueror listed all of the property and land he took over when he invaded, so he could tax the locals. Black Swan claims to be one of the most haunted pubs in York.
And let's walk through York's medieval streets and have a look at the shops. Here you'll see some lovely baked goods, absolutely amazing. No visit to York will be complete without visiting the Yorkshire roast. Here you see we get the pork with potatoes, roast potatoes, carrots, green beans and some lovely gravy. Let me tell you, there's no shortage of fine jewellery, fine dining, fine artwork, fine books here in York. And as you see, York is kind of based on a Harry Potter style influence, as some of the shops has cauldrons, potions, the shop which must not be named and such. So great wander around for the kids. Now we go in to sample some free fudge and see how it's made. Let's go in.
Yeah, and then you just whatever it needs to be adjusted. It's time consuming. So at Christmas time, you don't want to be melting down the fudge every 2 minutes, you know?
Oh, yes, I've just said that. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so just going to mix it for the last time to the other side. And take this creamer away, it's done its job.
There's a great second-hand bookstore just near York Minster Cathedral. Books, absolutely brilliant price, and as you can see here, we're right beside York Minster gates and what's known as Book Lane. Probably stood here for 600 years. Here we have the Jewel of York. York Minster Cathedral, built in the 17th century, has stained glass windows and marble throughout depictions of Jesus Christ and shown Christianity here in York. As we approach York famous street, Shambles Street, we'll see the bathhouse with this fine perfume and aromas from the shop. See an array of handcrafted items on display here in the streets of York. We pass down through the famous Shambles Street here in York, and you'll see Rowley's Fudge Pantry. It has an array of different shops, old style buildings. Also you'll see fine arts and craft work here. Look at these for paintings. think these are French people. They couldn't stop admiring these beautiful paintings, but I'd say they have a hefty price tag. Not really my scene, the fine art. I suppose I do admire it in the pub, but don't see pretty good after a couple. As we wander down through Shambles Street, we see the medieval influence, and we see potions and cauldron shop here, where you can't even get a spellbound butterscotch beer. And you cannot leave York without trying the old Yorkshire tea brew. Absolutely delicious. Also, if you don't like the normal Yorkshire tea, you have fruit flavoured and an array of different teas. I suggest you try. Free samples here. And now back on the tour bus, and we're going to show you a bit more history. Coming up here, this is the bottom of the tour bus. Should it be a rainy day in York, you can sit down and relax here.
We go past the Red Lion on our right, which claims to be the pub that occupies the oldest surviving building. Castles, one either side of the river. They were built by William the Conqueror's men in 1068 and made of wood. However, a year later the locals burnt down the castle in a rebellion. William was furious and sent his troops to quell the rebellion. He did this in a brutal fashion, an event which is now referred to as the Harrying of the North, where he burnt everything between York and the Newcastle area, about 80 miles to the north of here. Buildings, animals and crops were all destroyed, but he didn't stop there. It is believed he got his troops to salt the soil so nothing could grow. Many thousands died due to his actions. The rebellion was over. In 1190, anti-Jewish feeling was running high in Western Europe due to the Crusades. The Jews had also become the main moneylenders at this point, something that went against the Christian beliefs of the time. In York, an uprising against the Jews led to a group of about 150 going to the castle seeking safety. The mob outside grew in number, demanding blood or baptism. Eventually, realising there was no chance of escape, the Jews did the unimaginable and took their own lives. This is a terrible point in York's history, of which we are not proud. In 1993, the school children of York planted the Mount Olive with thousands of daffodils known as February gold. Around Easter time, you will see the tower's mound awash with beautiful yellow flowers. Glorious Dick Turpin the Highwaymen were held. Today, it is the Crown Court. Just past the court building on the left, we get a nice view of the last remaining piece of the castle wall. This includes the site where a drawbridge would have stood at the foot of the walls leading over the River Foss.
Hope you enjoyed that journey from Leeds to York and the tour around the beautiful city that is York. If you did, click the like, click the notification bell. Costs absolutely nothing, helps me, helps you, helps everybody.
Painted on